Hello everyone. You are listening to this audiobook on channel Voice for Purpose by NSS IT Bombay.
Hunting Song of the Seoni Pack. As the dawn was breaking, the sambar belled, once, twice and again, and a doe leaped up, and a doe leaped up from the pond in the wood where the wild deer supped. This I, scouting alone, beheld once, twice and again. As the dawn was breaking, the sambar belled, once, twice and again. And a wolf stole back, to carry the word to the waiting pack. And we sought, and we found, and we bayed on his track, once, twice and again. As the dawn was breaking, the wolf pack yelled, once, twice and again. Feet in the jungle that never leave no mark. Eyes that can see in the dark. Tongue, give tongue to it. Hark, oh hark, once, twice and again. Ka's hunting. His spots are the joy of the leopard. His horns are the buffalo's pride. Be clean, for the strength of the hunter is known by the gloss of his hide. If ye find that the bullock can toss you, or the heavy-browed sambar can gore, ye need to stop work to inform us. We knew it 10 seasons before. Oppress not the cubs of the stranger, but hail them as sister and brother. For though they are little and fubsy, it may be the bear is their mother. There is none like to me, says the cub, in the pride of his earliest kill. But the jungle is large, and the cub, he is small. Let him think and be still. Maxims of Baloo. All that is told here happened here some time before Mowgli was turned out of the Seoni wolf pack or revenged himself on Sher Khan the tiger. It was in the days when Baloo was teaching him the law of the jungle. The big, serious, old brown bear was delighted to have so quick a pupil, for the young wolves will only learn as much of the law of jungle as applies to their own pack and tribe, and run away as soon as they can repeat the hunting word. Feet that can make no noise, eyes that can see in the dark, ears that can hear the winds in their lairs, and sharp white teeth. All these things are the marks of our brothers except Tabaki the jackal and the hyena whom we hate. But Mowgli, as a man cub, had to learn a great deal more than this. Sometimes Bagheera the Black Panther would come lounging through the jungle to see how his pet was getting on, and would purr with his head against a tree while Mowgli recited the day's lesson to Baloo. The boy could climb almost as well as he could swim, and swim almost as well as he could run. So Baloo, the teacher of the law, taught him the wood and water laws, how to tell a rotten branch from a sound one, how to speak politely to the wild bees when he came upon a hive of them 50 feet above the ground, what to say to Mang the bat when he disturbed him in the branches at midday, and how to warn the water snakes in the pools before he splashed down among them. None of the jungle people like being disturbed, and all are very ready to fly at an intruder. Then, too, Mowgli was taught the stranger's hunting call, which must be repeated aloud till it is answered, whenever one of the jungle people hunts outside his own grounds. It means, translated, give me leave to hunt here because I am hungry. And the answer is, hunt then for food, but not for pleasure. All this will show you how much Mowgli had to learn by heart, and he grew very tired of saying the same thing over 100 times. But as Baloo said to Bagheera one day when Mowgli had been cuffed and run off in a temper, a man's cub is a man's cub, and he must learn all the law of the jungle. But think how small he is, said the Black Panther, who would have spoiled Mowgli if he had had his own way. How can this little head carry all that long talk? Is there anything in the jungle too little to be killed? No. That is why I teach him these things. And that is why I hit him very softly when he forgets. Softly? What dost thou know of softness, old iron feet? Bagheera grunted. His face is all bruised today by thy softness. Ugh! Better he should be bruised from head to foot by me, who love him, than that he should come to harm through ignorance. Baloo answered very earnestly. I am now teaching him the master words of the jungle that shall protect him with the birds and the snake people and all that hunt on 4 feet except his own pack. He can now claim protection if he will only remember the words from all in the jungle. Is not that worth a little beating? Well, look to it then that thou dost not kill the man cub. He is no tree trunk to sharpen thy blunt claws upon. But what are those master words? I am more likely to give help than to ask it. Bagheera stretched out one paw and admired the steel blue, ripping chisel talons at the end of it. Still, I should like to know. I will call Mowgli and he shall say them, if he will. Come, little brother. My head is ringing like a bee tree, said a sullen little voice over their head, and Mowgli slid down a tree trunk very angry and indignant, adding as he reached the ground, I come for Bagheera and not for thee, fat old Baloo. That is all one to me, said Baloo, though he was hurt and grieved. Tell Bagheera then the master words of the jungle that I have taught thee this day. Master words for which people? Said Mowgli, delighted to show off. The jungle has many tongues. I know them all. A little thou knowest, but not much. See, O Bagheera, they never thank the teacher. Not one small wolfling has ever come back to thank old Baloo for his teachings. Say the word for the hunting people, then, great scholar. We be of one blood, ye and I, said Mowgli, giving the words the bare accent which all the hunting people use. Good. Now for the birds. Mowgli repeated, with the kite's whistle at the end of the sentence. Now for the snake people, said Bagheera. The answer was a perfectly indescribable hiss, and Mowgli kicked up his feet behind, clapped his hands together to applaud himself, and jumped onto Bagheera's back, where he sat sideways, drumming with his heels on the glossy skin, and making the worst faces he could think of at Baloo. There, that was worth a little bruise, said the brown bear tenderly. Some day thou wilt remember me. Then he turned aside to tell Bagheera how he had begged the master works from Hathi, the wild elephant, who knows all about these things, and how Hathi had taken Mowgli down to a pool to get the snake word from a water snake, because Baloo could not pronounce it, and how Mowgli was now reasonably safe against all accidents in the jungle, because neither snake, bird, nor beast would hurt him. Now one there is to be feared, Baloo wound up, patting his big furry stomach with pride. Except his own tribe, said Bagheera under his breath, and then aloud to Mowgli. Have a care for my ribs, little brother. What is all this dancing up and down? Mowgli had been trying to make himself heard by pulling at Bagheera's shoulder fur and kicking hard. When the two listened to him, he was shouting at the top of his voice. And so, I shall have a tribe of my own and lead them through the branches all day long. What is this new folly, little dreamer of dreams? Said Bagheera. Yes, and throw branches and dirt at old Baloo. Mowgli went on. They have promised me this. Ah! Woof! Baloo's big paw scooped Mowgli off Bagheera's back, and as the boy lay between the big forepaws, He could see the bear was angry. Mowgli, said Balu, thou hast been talking with the Bandarlog, the monkey people. Mowgli looked at Bagheera to see if the panther was angry too, and Bagheera's eyes were as hard as jade stones. Thou hast been with the monkey people, the grey apes, the people without a law, the eaters of everything. That is a great shame. When Balu hurt my head, said Mowgli, he was still on his back. I went away, and the grey apes came down from the trees and had pity on me. No one else cared. He snuffed a little. The pity of the monkey people, Balu snorted. The stillness of the mountain stream, the cool of the summer sun, and then Manka? And then, they gave me nuts and pleasant things to eat, and they carried me in their arms up to the top of the trees and said I was their blood brother, except that I had no tail and should be their leader some day. They have no leader, said Bagheera. They lie. They have always lied. They were very kind and bade me come again. Why have I never been taken among the monkey people? They stand on their feet as I do. They do not hit me with their hard paws. They play all day. Let me get up. Bad Balu, let me get up. I will play with them again. Listen, man cub, said the bear, and his voice rumbled like thunder on a hot night. I have taught thee all the law of the jungle for all the people of the jungle, except the monkey folk who live in the trees. They have no law. They are outcasts. They have no speech of their own, but use the stolen words which they overhear when they listen and peep and wait up above in the branches. Their way is not our way. They are without leaders. They have no remembrance. They boast and chatter and pretend that they are great people about to do great affairs in the jungle. But the falling of a nut turns their mind to laughter and all is forgotten. We of the jungle have no dealings with them. We do not drink where the monkeys drink. We do not go where the monkeys go. We do not hunt where they hunt. And we do not die where they die. Hast thou ever heard me speak of the Bandarlog till today? No, said Mowgli in a whisper, for the forest was very still now that Balu had finished. The jungle people put them out of their mouths and out of their minds. They are very many, evil, dirty, shameless, and they desire, if they have any fixed desire, to be noticed by the jungle people. But we do not notice them, even when they throw nuts and filth on our heads. He had hardly spoken when a shower of nuts and twigs spattered down through the branches, and they could hear coughings and howlings and angry jumpings high up in the air above the thin branches. The monkey people are forbidden, said Balu. Forbidden to the jungle people. Remember. Forbidden, said Bagheera. But I still think Balu should have warned thee against them. I? How was I to guess he would play with such dirt? The monkey people. A fresh shower came down on their heads, and the two trotted away, taking Mowgli with them.
So hope you guys had fun. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more interesting audiobooks.